In today's show, we're going to talk about the 5 clear signs that it might be time for you to retire.
Welcome to the Your Life, Your Money podcast with Scott Sierens, teaching you how to thrive in life, wealth, and retirement.
Welcome to the Retirement Show, all about your life, your money, and your retirement. I'm your host, Scott Sierens, and for those new to the channel, I run a retirement planning and investment management firm where our goal is to help people retire and maximize whatever they want their retirement story to be. And if you're an existing listener, thanks for coming back. Hopefully we'll continue to provide you some great value and benefit here today. So if you are an existing listener, as you probably already know, my wife, Christy, and I are expecting a baby. And this past summer, when we told my parents that we were expecting, within a few weeks of letting them know, my mom said that she had determined her retirement date. Now, you see, they could have retired prior to this year. In my opinion, they had reached financial independence in, I'll call it a work optional state, many years ago. And I kept telling them that. But you see, it was this new news that kind of had my mother finally say, I'm ready to retire, and decide that now is the time to retirement. And speaking with her on the phone after she had made the decision, the words that she used were, Scott, I'm just ready. And so maybe her sign was that she wanted to spend more family time, more personal time, have more personal time so she can spend more family time. And that and as she has told us on the phone so many times, that if we were to need a babysitter or to need her to watch her little baby girl, that we can call her and she's going to come and, help out right away. And so she just wanted that freedom and flexibility for more family time. Now, that was my mom's kind of sign for retirement, sign for her to say, I'm just ready. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's everybody's sign for retirement. And everybody has a different reason for why they might be ready to retire. And so that's what I thought I would talk about today is, the people that we meet with, are the new people that we meet with, our existing clients. What I wanted to go through today are the 5 signs that I see that people determine they're ready to retire. Whatever your sign might be, great. That's your sign. It might not be the same as my mother's sign, and it may be the same as my mother's sign. You might have something different that really gets you to saying, hey, I'm ready to retire. But I wanted to walk through the 5 that, we typically see as kind of those signs that you might be ready to retire. And stick around to the end, the 5th one, because it's really important as well, just to make sure that you are actually ready to retire, and you'll see when I get to that one. So one of the signs that I see that people are ready to retire is, they just can't wait to retire. It's like something that they dream about, think about daily, hourly. Like it has just always been on their mind, almost like work has always been a means for them to get to their big goal of retirement. They've got travel plans on their minds. They've got maybe moving to a different state on their mind. Or if you live like us in Illinois, they've got snow burning on their mind because they want to get out of the freezing cold of Illinois during the winter season. So it's just always been that big dream. And like I said, it seems like work has just been that means to get to the retirement. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this one because honestly, even though it seems like you're like, that's probably a lot of people's sign. Really? It hasn't been. People that we've met with, people that we currently work with, this typically isn't the sign for people that they are ready to retire. It usually is more down a whole different path. So maybe that's yours. And if that's yours, that's okay. Maybe that is your sign that you're ready to retire. If not, maybe it's one of the following 4. So the second sign that I see that you may be ready for retirement is that, you just don't enjoy work anymore. And think about your day. Think about work. Are you burnt out? Are you no longer engaged in the activities that you're doing at work? Have you maybe lost your passion for what you got up to do each and every day? Do you feel like you're going to work and maybe you're just going through the motions? Now, if any of those resonated with you, first off, you kind of want to think about this. Is this a real feeling or is this just a temporary feeling? Meaning, is it just time for change in life where if you were to go and, work for a different company, a new job, a new position, something new, yeah, that would actually probably fulfill you again. Or is this like a feeling like, yeah, you know what, no matter where I go, I might not be happy because it is just time for change and it is time for retirement. So maybe this is your sign that you're ready to retire. But here's one thing that I want to suggest and want to make sure that you're thinking about if this is your sign that you're ready for retirement, is work fulfills a big part of our everyday lives. Just think about your situation. Think about what you do. Think about how much time you spend at work each and every day, each and every week, each and every month, each and every year. Think about that. It fulfills, most likely, a big part of your life. And if so, one thing I want to challenge you to do is to think about challenge and encourage actually for you to do is think about, what is retirement going to look like? Meaning, what are you going to fulfill that work time with? What activities are you going to do? What groups are you going to join? Because even if you've lost your passion over here, it's still fulfilling some time out of your day. So what are you going to do if you do retire to fulfill that time that used to be work? And so I encourage you to really think about that. I challenge you to think about that. Again, if you're not enjoying work anymore and that's your sign, great. Just think about what you're going to replace that time with. So maybe right now you're going, well, the first one kind of resonated with me. The second one kind of resonated with me too. Can they both be signs? Well, yeah, they both could be signs. Maybe neither of them are signs. Maybe neither of them resonated with you. Maybe all five will actually resonate with you. And that's the thing. Your reason to retire could be driven by many different things. The third reason that I see that people sometimes lead into that path of retirement is that things are changing at work. So not that they no longer like working anymore, but instead things are changing at work. Maybe there's a company restructuring. Maybe that there's leadership changes going on and the people that have been leading the company are leaving. There's new people coming in. While that can mean good things, it also can mean new culture. And let's be honest, at work, culture is really important. And so you have to like and enjoy the people that you work with and just like and enjoy going to work. Maybe your job role is shifting. So I'll share a few stories of how I kind of came up with this one, a little bit separate than not enjoying work anymore. So the first story is we have a client where they were actually introducing new technology at their work. And that introduction of that new technology, I think for them, they just said, you know what, this seems a little bit overwhelming for me. I am kind of at that age of retirement. And again, combination, right? So introducing the new technology, might want to spend some more family time. And so they said, hey, based on this combination, now's the right time for me to retire rather than having to try to take on the work of learning that new technology. Now, another story is that we have a client who has retired because basically there was I'll say a structural but leadership change at their office. And one of the things that they were kind of concerned about is that with this leadership change, how could it potentially affect the company stock price? And so for them, they're at that age of retirement. They'd saved up enough. They'd reached work optional where it's like, hey, maybe I should take my chips off the table, right? Maybe I should take my gains off the table. Maybe it's time for me to retire because yes, this new leadership could go really, really well. But if it doesn't, then I don't want to put my retirement at risk. Now, one last story is, one of our clients, part of, I'll say, the changes at work for them was that there was just a younger crowd coming in. They no longer felt, I'll say, super comfortable. It just didn't feel the same for them when they were going to work each and every day. Same. That might have combined with, you know what? I'm at an age to retire. I want to spend more family time. Maybe they had been looking forward to retirement. That was kind of the case for them. And so they said, you know what? Now's the time. I see the sign. These are signs. I'm just ready to retire. Now, similar to sign number 2, now when there's change at work, change can sometimes bring uncertainty. And uncertainty can sometimes bring dissatisfaction. It can bring worry. It just can bring unnecessary emotions. And so you have to really look at this change and go, okay, similar to our last sign, right? Is this just going to be a temporary feeling? Meaning it's happening because what's happening at my current job, but I still really enjoy what I do. And I just want to go find doing that somewhere else. So maybe it's not then a sign for retirement. However, maybe it is because you're like, you know what? Actually, I'm good. I've put in my time. I've, provided value to my company. I've provided value to our customers, to our clients. Like, I feel really good about what I've done. And with these changes coming on, I just want to walk out on a high note. So there you go. Maybe then it is your sign for that it's time to retire. All right, moving on to the 4th sign that you may be ready to retire. See, you may enjoy what you do at work. You may enjoy the people that you work with, but maybe you've just reached a time in life where you desire more personal time or more family time. And maybe that personal or family time has become way more important to you in life based on where you're at. Or maybe it's just a need to focus on some more personal time and some more family time. Let me just share some different stories with you of what I mean here, stories from different clients. So one story is we have a client where unfortunately their parents, their parents' health is changing. Their parents are requiring more help and more time. And so for them, they've reached an age where they are financially independent. And they're saying, you know what, we're spending a lot of time taking days off. My parents are more important than whatever else I have going on at work right now. So maybe it's time for me to retire. So that way I've got some personal time, but also I can take the time to go help them out with what they need. Another story, shared it earlier, shared the story of my mother who, when she heard that we were expecting a baby, which coming anytime now, right? We're a few weeks away. New Year's Eve is our due date, but it could, our little baby girl could join us before then or after then. So we shall see. But that was my mother's sign, is that she wanted to have the ability to be there for more family time. And so that was what led her to retirement. Now, some other signs is sometimes maybe it's personal. Maybe it's personal for you that you just need more personal time. Maybe the stress of work is too much for you. Maybe there's some health things that are changing. Unfortunately, we've had that with some clients where due to health issues, that's really been their sign that they are ready to retire because they need to spend more time focusing on themselves and staying healthy. So maybe it's family time, maybe it's personal time, maybe it's because of work, maybe it's because of work changes, maybe you're not happy at work, maybe it just, really always were dreaming of retirement. And then the 5th sign that kind of wraps up with all of these is, are you financially prepared to retire? Or the 5th sign is that you are financially prepared to retire. Have you determined that work is optional? What do I mean by that? Well, I mean that your retirement paycheck is going to cover your lifestyle needs. And what do I mean by retirement paycheck? Well, that's made up of your Social Security, pensions, rental income, and then your retirement savings, the withdrawals that you'll take from your retirement savings. See, putting all of that together, that makes up your retirement paycheck. If that retirement paycheck is enough to cover your lifestyle needs, don't forget, you need to factor in health. You got to factor in taxes. You've got to factor in all of the what ifs of life. You got to factor in the car that you might need in the future, the home maintenance that you might need in the future, the travel, the activities, everything that you want to do. And you factor all of that in. If your retirement paycheck is going to cover that, well, then you've definitely hit the fifth sign that you're financially prepared to retire, because work has become optional. Now, in my opinion, the fifth sign should be a sign that everybody is looking for. Everybody is making sure that they've reached that financial preparedness to be able to retire. And so it's really a sign that goes in combination with 1 through 4. But anyways, hopefully today's show has just helped you understand that your reason to retire might be totally different than somebody else's reason. For years, I had told my parents that, hey, they are financially ready to retire, but that was never their sign. Wanting to retire was never their sign. But family time, when there was a new baby on the way, there was their sign. But that's them. And your sign could be totally different. The important thing to me to be able to help you is, yes, you need to be financially prepared to retire, but I just wanted you to understand that your reason to be ready to retire could be totally different than somebody else's. And that's okay, because that's your reason, that's your life, that's what is helping you understand that you're ready for those next steps. So hey, hopefully you've enjoyed this show. Maybe 2025 is your year to retire. Maybe it's 2026 or 2027. Whatever it is, we're excited for you when you decide to retire. And hopefully you found a lot of value and benefit in today's show. Hopefully you find a lot of value and benefit in all of our shows. And if so, subscribe to this on your favorite podcast player. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe there, as we're coming out with new videos each and every week. Thanks. Have a great day.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Sierens Financial Management, Inc. Sierens Financial Group, Inc. is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management, LLC, AEWM, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Sierens Financial Management, Inc. are not subject to investment advisor requirements. AEWM and Sierens Financial Management, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as a sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Please remember that converting an employer plan account to a Roth IRA is a taxable event. Increased taxable income from the Roth IRA conversion may have several consequences, including, but not limited to, a need for additional tax withholding or estimated tax payments, the loss of certain tax deductions and credits, and higher taxes on Social Security benefits and higher Medicare premiums. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA. Sierens Financial Group, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during the show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed.